Welcome to the class. In the video series of Partnership Act 1932, today we are going to discuss about dissolution of partnership. Okay, dissolution, as we know, is the discharge of a contractual relationship between the partners, or in other words we can say dissolution is the termination of relationship between partners. A partnership is a relationship between partners. Therefore, when that relationship breaks, we call it dissolution. So, how a partnership firm is getting dissolved? What is the procedure? Let's discuss in this video. There are three methods of dissolution in every partnership firm. They are voluntary dissolution, dissolution by operation of law, and dissolution by intervention of the court. So, let's see one by one. The first one, or the first method of dissolution is voluntary dissolution. As the name indicates, it is voluntary from the part of the partners. That means partners want to dissolve the firm. The reason could be anything, but they on their own decide to terminate their relationship. Voluntary dissolution can be by using three methods. Let's see. The first one is mutual consent. That means if there are four partners, all four of them agree to dissolve the firm, then the problem is solved. Agreement. Sometimes there can be differences in opinion between the partners regarding how the partnership has to be dissolved and how the division of partnership property has to be done. In such cases, still if the partners are ready to dissolve, it can happen by creating an agreement, and according to the terms of the agreement, the firm can be dissolved. Yes, notice. By giving a notice, a partnership firm can be dissolved provided that is a type of partnership. Which type of partnership? Gus? Yes. These kind of partnerships are called partnership at will. As the name indicates, this kind of partnership firms can be dissolved at the will of a single partner by giving a reasonable notice. By giving a notice of his intention to dissolve a firm, even a single partner can dissolve such firms. Okay, these are the three methods of voluntary dissolution. Now let's see. Yes, the next one is by operation of law. So because of the change in the law or because of the legal position, whatever it may be, there is an automatic dissolution taking place in a partnership in case there is a contingency or sometimes there is compulsion. Now let's see what could be the contingency. Expiry of the term, provided the partnership firm is formed for a fixed period of time. Say for example, in the partnership agreement, it is mentioned that the firm will be working for 15 years. That means after 15 years, the firm will be automatically dissolved. Completion of business, provided the partnership firm is formed for taking up a particular venture. It could be construction of a building, it could be construction of a stadium, it could be anything, but it is formed for doing a particular business and that business is completed. Naturally, the firm will be automatically dissolved. Now, death of a partner. Death of a partner normally dissolves the firm. Otherwise, you should have special provisions in the partnership deed. Generally, even death of a single partner will break the relationship of a partnership and that can cause dissolution. Okay, these three were contingencies. Now let's see. The firm will be compulsorily dissolved. The business becomes illegal. For example, all these days the firm was doing a business. Maybe due to sudden change in the law or circumstances, the business becomes illegal. For example, there are certain things which we could do before, but law has changed and it has become illegal. Or maybe circumstances has changed. Circumstances like lockdown, circumstances like war. In such cases, due to the change in the situation, certain activities become illegal, and if the firm is doing that business, their business also becomes illegal, and that will result in compulsory dissolution of the firm. Now the next is insolvency. We all know insolvent person cannot enter into contract, or rather if a person becomes insolvent, the contract will be discharged. Therefore, if all the partners become insolvent or all the partners except one becomes insolvent, the partnership firm will be compulsorily dissolved by operation of law. So, I hope you got it. One can be contingency, the other one can be compulsion. Okay. Intervention of court. That means normal circumstances the firm is not dissolved, but a single partner or a group of partners want to dissolve the firm. In that case, they can approach the court, provided if there is insanity, particularly insanity of the active partner. Permanent incapacity, that means permanent incapacity of the active partner. That means now he is unable to do the business. Misconduct of an active partner as well as nominal partner will affect the reputation of the firm. In such cases also, court can interfere. Willful breach from the part of any partner, consistent willful breach of the regulations and the rules of the partnership. That means the partner is not ready to obey the rules and therefore it is better the firm is dissolved. Transfer of interest is not allowed in a partnership firm. And therefore, if any partner transfers his interest, the other partners can approach the court. Losses in business. It's not about 1 year. If the partnership firm is making losses after loss every year continuously for a long period of time, partners can approach the court. Any other just and equitable ground. That means any of these grounds which I have mentioned or any other ground which will convince the court that a situation exists where it is better to dissolve the firm. In such cases, at the request of partners, the court will pass an order of dissolution which will dissolve the partnership firm. So, till now we have learned main 3 methods of dissolution, that is voluntary, operation of law and intervention of court. I hope it's clear to you. If you have suggestions, need any clarification, please make use of my comment box. I'll be very happy to help.